Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Connor Smith and Shane Pickering from GoMiddle.com. We're on the field at Floyd Stadium post Derek Mason's press conference this morning. Had Derek Mason, running back Jaquel Middlebrook, and defense lineman DeVonta Smith. Shane, great press conference. Coach Mason talked about the strain and the effort from the Wisconsin game. Really great stuff. They were just a few plays here and there that dictated the game, and then at the end, Wisconsin's size and talent kind of took over. But they face a much easier, I'll say, opponent this week in Nevada. 1-1 coming off of a 20-17 win against Sacramento State. The Blue Raiders will play in Reno on Saturday. Kickoff is at 4 o'clock. Shane, what's really your biggest takeaway from the conference?
I think Derek Mason said what we thought was there's a lot to take away from this Wisconsin game. They came out much better than they did against Austin Peay. Obviously, Wisconsin wore them down as the game went on, but there's a lot to take away from this. Like you said, keep straining for more explosive plays as you approach more mid-major slate moving forward with Nevada, Marshall, and then conference play, and just keep making plays, keep doing what's working, keep making the main thing that they've been preaching all year. And yeah, I think this is more so a winnable game, and just take advantage of those opportunities. So, I mean, like, there were some availability updates. What were you taking away from that?
My biggest thing from Coach, obviously, they mentioned availability. Alex Mitchell is day-to-day. They're not sure when they're going to get him back, but as we saw, Lewis Byard and Parker Hughes, outstanding this week, played really, really well. I will say John House didn't play against Wisconsin, but he is day-to-day, and Coach Mason said that they are thinking they're going to get him back this Saturday, still TBD, but it's looking like he's going to play. My biggest takeaway is when Coach Mason said on Saturday, and then he repeated it again, he wants his team to play a 4-quarter, 60-minute ball game instead of 2.5 quarters. Maybe against Wisconsin that wasn't necessarily on them because Wisconsin's size and talent took over. But he's right. I mean, football is a 60-minute game. You got to play for all 4 quarters. We talked to him about how you ensure your guys are doing a better job of that. He said just take it play by play, and I love that mentality. I mean, you can't focus on what's in front of you if you don't take care of what you're in currently. I mean, keep the main thing, as he says all the time, keep the main thing, keep chopping wood, seize the opportunity. He's a PR specialist with that. But yeah, just keep your feet in front of you, focus on one play at a time, and if they do that, they'll certainly play a 4-quarter ball game.
Yeah, I agree. I think even with Wisconsin wearing them down, I think at the end, it was people just trying too hard to make a play, crashing the edge too hard, breaking down from your cornerback position too hard, or the safety position too hard. And so, I mean, there's definitely they can just take that step to improve on those little things. Just take it play by play. Don't worry about the overall thing that will come. Just take each game play by play. And you got into that with DeVonta Smith, the defensive tackle, talking again after another great game. And he was just saying, like, Chubba Purdy, younger brother of Brock Purdy, their quarterback, he likes to run the ball as well, kind of like Austin Peay did in Week 1. And so they're just going to have to maintain that gap integrity, keep him in the pocket, try to make him pass the ball, and create opportunities for the secondary to take the ball away.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big key for sure. They've been really good at stopping the run this year, especially between the tackles. I know maybe with the Wisconsin game doesn't show that. I think it says 6 yards to carry, but a lot of that is the big play with the reverses with receivers. They've been great against the running backs. Honestly,
Absolutely.
they've been great. Just the secondary has to play a little better. They've got some young guys like Jackson Lowe, who Coach Mason said did a lot of good things against Wisconsin, but also some things that he probably wants back. I think this is a teaching lesson for them, and then going forward, maybe they'll play better against Nevada. And then switching to the offensive side of the ball, we talked with Jaquel Middlebrook about the offense. They had times against Tennessee Tech where they looked, or sorry, not Tennessee Tech, Austin Peay. Wrong season opener. Austin Peay, where they looked really good, really explosive, but then kind of stalled. Wisconsin, same thing. They drove the ball down the field. They had explosive plays, but they're just still, this much away from having a really good explosive offense and what they expect this year. Jaquel said the big thing is straining. Just maybe better footwork or technique here, maybe running your route a little better. Just the minor details that they're wanting to improve on. As Coach Mason and the guys say, major in the minor details. They're going to work on that this week. But the running backs, I will say, my key to Wisconsin was getting 20-plus carries because I thought they were underutilized against Austin Peay. They did that. I mean, I know the stat sheet won't necessarily tell you that that it was great because Jaquel had 27 yards on 12 carries, But I mean, he was explosive. Had several big runs. Ricky Hunt got in there. But just against that Wisconsin front, it's not realistic to own the line of scrimmage in terms of running the football and putting up maybe 5-6 yards a carry.
Yeah, and I asked him about Joseph Habanowski, the Ohio transfer, who got his first start in his first year here at MT, and he did a lot of good things. And Jaquel said there's some chemistry there that they've grown on, and the rest of the offensive line, they're still working to establish that run game. But I think moving forward, they definitely can just establish that, create that physical presence, which when we talk to Mason, they want to create more explosive plays downfield. They want to create explosive plays from the short pass situation, create those yards after catch opportunities. And it all starts up front with establishing that run game with Ricky Hunt, with Jaquel Middlebrook, with even Austin Clemens got in the game
Hey, he got some
against
time.
Wisconsin. So, and Austin P, I think, for that matter. And
Sure.
so I think it just starts up front with that offensive line. I think they've shown a lot of good things this year. And I think they can establish the run against Nevada. I think they can establish it against Marshall, the rest of the conference. And that raises the ceiling exponentially for this season. Do you have any other takeaways?
I mean, my biggest thing is you look, obviously, Austin Peay to Wisconsin. It's, as Coach Mason says, the biggest changes and corrections in a team come from week 1 to week 2. But every position group, specialists, running backs, offensive line, everybody looked a lot better going from week 1 to week 2. They've gotten better as the week goes on this season. I'm really excited to see what they do going into week 3 against Nevada. That game is at 4 o'clock in Reno, Nevada. Tune in on that. We'll have a post game analysis right after that. But appreciate y'all for watching.